Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear listening into another video from me. Hopefully this one will be quick. I don't want to ramble on too much, but I feel like today's gaming market is creating less intelligent gamers. I know it might sound weird, and just follow me here. Back when I was growing up, games had to be designed to be harder to actually give you more time to play the games, to artificially boost the amount of time you're playing it, with the exception of certain types of games like RPGs and like RTSs and things of that nature, because they were designed around being long themselves. So just thinking about all the studies that have, like, in the last few, like the last 3 to 4 years, have been popping up about gamers having better reflexes, having being more capable to make better decisions in a shorter amount of time, having better analytical and critical thinking skills, things of that nature. Just in general, not saying that there aren't people who don't play video games that can't have better reflexes and better analytical skills and be able to think quicker than gamers. But in general, on a whole, gamers to non-gamers, gamers are better in these situations, at these things. And I think with the way the gaming market is going, where we're dumbing down games, making them easier for people, that's going to have a bit of a negative effect. Like, just follow me here. When I was younger, the tough games were games like Chicana Forever Man, Mystic Defender, Jewel Master, Kid Chameleon, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Lion King. Yes, the Lion King is hard. Shoot, man, there's so much stuff. There was like this game on the NES called Dark Castle. I think it was called Dark Castle. It was like, I remember it because my best friend had it on his NES, and we used to play it all the time. We could never beat that damn game. Xanadu, which is another favorite game of mine from the past. The Ninja Gaiden series. Whether you played the games on the NES or you played the Master System one, they were all difficult as hell, and they were designed to be difficult. So that's how they were. Shinobi, the original Shinobi. I'm not saying Revenge of the Shinobi wasn't difficult, but the original, I think, was a bit more difficult than Revenge of the Shinobi. Shadow Dancer, Contra. Shoot, damn. Just running off a list here. Weapon Lord, which is a difficult fighting game to play, that's on Super Nintendo. I think Magic Sword now would be difficult for a lot of people. And I blew through that game. I mean, it was kind of tough, but it was more that game was long, and you just had to keep going at it in order to beat it. Shoot. There's a lot of stuff. Like, I can't think of everything off the top of my head. Oh, Sonic Blast Man is another one. That was a beat 'em up, and that was actually a legitimately difficult beat 'em up. But just moving forward, I played a lot of those games and things when I was younger, like, and most of those games did depend on your ability to think quickly and react quickly to situations. And while granted, there are a lot of games out there, there's still games out there like that now, because you have Dark Souls, which is one of a few that are like that, and then there's, like, it's not as easy to name off as many difficult games now as it was for me back then. And but those difficult games made it possible for me to be able to adapt to things very quickly, to be able to learn things very quickly, because I wanted to make it through those games and beat them out. And still, to this day, some of them I have not beaten. And I keep going back and trying, and I just haven't beat them. So I guess that's why I started to think about that. And I just noticed behaviors that to me don't seem like things that someone who's an intelligent person would do. And intelligence is not education. Like, please, people, do not mix the two up. You can be very well educated and be stupid as hell. And you can be very undereducated and be very intelligent. It happens. I've seen it happen. But putting that beside, that clarification of those things. I don't know. For me, I feel like the ability to learn and adapt, it's really been taken out of games, because games tell you everything. They tell you how to do everything while you're playing. A lot of games hold your hand and walk you through everything. I mean, I'm fine with giving me the basic concept, but I'd rather not have the game play itself for me, basically. So when I get a new ability, just tell me what button I gotta use to use the new ability. You don't have to explain everything it does, because that's part of the discovery of the game. I want to figure that out on my own and figure out its usefulness for myself. And I feel like that's like stuff like that's lost in gaming today. Sure, there are some games that are around currently that could hold that torch, like Shovel Knight, maybe even like Shantae. Those games, I think they would kind of carry that, which is cool with me. But they're not as many games that kind of do that for you. And I just think it's having a negative effect. Like, we've got kids running around throwing out death threats, and I mean kids. There are adults doing it too, but they're kids giving death threats. We've got people sending SWAT teams to someone else's house. Luckily, so far, that hasn't turned tragic, because you don't know who you're sending the cops to when you do that, and there are people that do this. And like, that's not a decision that an intelligent person would make. That is not a decision that an intelligent person would make. And that's why I was thinking about it. It's just like I'm looking at these situations, so like arguing over specs of the consoles, especially even though half of us don't know what the specs actually mean. As far as what the consoles can do in performance, we literally know nothing about what they mean. And depending on the company, those very same specs could mean two completely different things. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like I said, it was on my mind, and I've been thinking about it. And like I swear, it's just like I don't want to make it seem like gamers today are stupid. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not saying that in any regard. But I do think gamers today are far less independent in thought and far more gullible and easy to manipulate than we were in the past. And like, I think that partially comes with the advent of social media, but it's also part personal responsibility, and a lot of gamers today don't carry a personal responsibility to themselves. Like, if something goes wrong, it's somebody else's fault. Like, that's immediately what it is. If something goes wrong, it's someone else's fault. If I can't beat this game, even though the controls are laid out for me and they're simple to pick up and get and adjust to, it's the fault of the developer that I can't beat the game. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, that's not what an intelligent person would say. Like, a lot of games, like when I was younger, if a game came out and it had a new controller and a new control scheme, you played that game until you adjusted to it. You played until you adjusted to it, and then you played the game for what it was worth. You didn't bitch and whine and complain about how the game isn't this other game that you wanted to play. But I don't know. I'm gonna stop it there, because I could go down that rabbit hole for decades. So, tell me what you guys think. Do you think I might just be overthinking this, or maybe I'm right, and the way games are now doesn't positively affect gamers today. But that said, keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.